Beep, beep, beep. All right. Hello, everybody. Hello, hello. All right. Real quick live tonight. Just checking in with everybody, see how everybody's doing. Everybody's back to school after spring break. The kids are thrilled. We'll just go over this month's specials. By the way, I'm Brooke from Port St. Lucie Medical Wellness. I'm the nurse practitioner and co-owner of that clinic. That's my daughter. So the specials we have for this month we're still looking for models for our, hey Rachel, we're still looking for models for the microneedling with radio frequency. So that's 3 treatments, 1 treatment once a month for 3 months. Hey, Kara. So 3 treatments once a month. You do 1 treatment once a month for 3 months. So regular price for that is $2,100, but we're doing that model call. So it's going to be $891 for all 3 treatments. You can add PRP to that if you like, that I can inject, under the eyes or in the nasolabial folds or the marionettes or along the jawline. That will also help recruit collagen and elastin to tighten the skin. So that's 3 treatments for $891. The only thing we ask is that you allow us to video record or take before and after pictures and post them to our social media sites. Okay. The other special we have, which I think I forgot last time, is a IV therapy special. So those can run up to $250 each, and we have 2 treatments for $137. So basically what we would do is I would sit down with you and discuss any issues you have or any goals you have for the vitamin therapy. So say you've just been having some mental fog or fatigue, or you haven't been feeling well. So we can kind of make our own concoction for you for immunity or skin health or recuperation after working out, those kinds of things. And so we can do 2 of those treatments for $137. You can also add peptides to that. So we have several peptide therapies. I think I carry like 15 different ones now. So again, that is based upon your needs and your symptoms and your goals. So we have peptides that help with mental clarity, brain fog, memory. We have some that have been shown to help prevent Alzheimer's or Parkinson's or neurologic diseases like that. We also have some that help you lose fat and burn muscle. So they are, what are they? What are they called? Hormone. Asking my husband. I have a brain fart. What are they?
Whatever one it is, it sounds like that's the one you need.
Yeah, I need the one for memory, brain fog. Oh, growth hormone stimulating ones. So they are not synthetic hormones. So they stimulate the pituitary gland to release additional growth hormone to stimulate your body to make its own growth hormone. So those are really good for people who are on tirzepatide or semaglutide or retatrutide, as they'll help you burn fat as opposed to muscle, so maintain some muscle mass. We have ones that are targeted for anti-inflammatory conditions, some that are targeted towards autoimmune conditions. So again, that would just be a conversation that I would have with you, and we could decide which ones are best for you. A lot of anti-aging ones too. So The other special we have is before summer starts, before we're all out in the sun again, is IPL photo facial. So that's regularly $250, and we have the special for $97. So that's something that is good to get in now before we're all outside again, because you've got to avoid the sun, not like a vampire, but you need to kind of have your skin protected for about 2 weeks after the treatment. If you are not able to do that, we have other treatments available to you, like the bio repeal that is not photosensitive, that we could do that will accomplish the same thing after a couple treatments. And we can do that for hyperpigmentation. We can do it for broken capillaries in the face. You don't have to just do your face. We can do the neck, the chest area. A lot of women like to do the backs of their hands or even their arms because we get a lot of hyperpigmentation or sunspots in those areas. So that will help treat that. We still have the VIP members specials. So if you're a VIP member, that's $129 a month. And I did have it to where it included certain things for free every month, but I've kind of deviated away from that and am having more personal conversations with my patients about things that they need and things that they are going to want to repeat on a recurring basis, like the photofacial or the biorepeal or hydrodermabrasion or IV services or peptide services. And what I can do is we can kind of make your own VIP package that will include those things that you will get complimentary every month. In addition to that, you get 15% off any products you purchase. So we carry the Elastin skincare line. So you get 15% off of that. 15% off any other services. So if you decide you want to do the M shape or the M shape machine to tone up some muscle, again, summer's coming, it's a good time to do it. Then you get 15% off of those packages. Any IPL laser hair removal, you get 15% off of those. Hey, Jessica. And you will also get $150 off per syringe of filler. So I charge $5.99 for filler. It doesn't matter which one. I carry Juvederm and Restylane products. So you get 150 off of that. And you get Botox, Xeomin, and Dysport at a discounted rate. So it's about $2 cheaper per unit for each one of those. I still am running new patient specials for the Botox and Dysport. So Botox is 20 units for $179, and the Dysport is the first 60 units for $4 a unit. And then after that, it's $5 a unit. So those are all still in effect for everybody. I did just real quick want to talk about a topic of sorts. So I had a client that was in today, and she strongly recommended that I talk to you guys about this on my live today because it's something I guess I take for granted that people know, but I guess many people don't know, and you wouldn't know because you're not in the medical field. So we were talking in specific about her acid reflux disease, and she's been on pantoprazole for many, many years, which is fine. It does help reduce stomach acid. It shuts down those acid pumps in your stomach so you don't produce as much acid, which helps with reflux that's coming up. When in actuality, it can be pretty bad for you to take on a consistent basis. It can cause some vitamin deficiencies, and in women in particular, it can hasten the progress of osteoporosis. So that's not a good thing. So the way that acid reflux generally works is that the pH of your stomach, which is one of the most acidic acids known to man, is not low enough. So it's not acidic enough. So what happens is your body tries to compensate by making more acid. So you get too much acid in your stomach and it starts to come up, and that's where you get that acid reflux. So a better way to combat it, other than adding medications like most physicians will tell you, is to make the acidity of your stomach lower. So a lower pH is what I mean when I'm saying lower. So a good way to see if you have enough or if the stomach acid in or if the acid in your stomach is low enough, you can get a cup of water and add 2 tablespoons of baking soda to it. You stir it up real good and you drink it in one swoop. Drink it all, and then you wait. And if in about 3 minutes or so you have a big burp, then that means you have plenty or very acidic stomach acid that is working effectively. If you don't burp, then your stomach pH is not low enough. It's not acidic enough, and you probably frequently get acid reflux. So, a better way to combat this is to make the stomach contents more acidic. So, one way to do that is by taking a shot of apple cider vinegar every day. You can do it in the morning, you can do it at night. So that's another very acidic thing. So by drinking that, you get more acid in your stomach, which shuts those acid producers down, um, because the acidity is better, so they don't need to produce as much, so you don't get the reflux. So I just had a long conversation with her about it, and she was like blown away. So I'm pretty sure she went home and tried the baking soda thing right off the bat. So I just told her that I would mention that in today's live. So if a lot of you are struggling with stomach acid or GERD, acid reflux, that's something you can try, and you can add that apple cider vinegar to your diet. It's also good for a lot of other things, anti-inflammatory. It's good for acne, a bunch of other stuff. So even if you're not experiencing acid reflux, it'll help you in other ways. So that's the tidbit of knowledge I had for you guys today. Does anybody have any questions before we pick a winner? Let's see. Okay, so I'm gonna do Rachel's here, Jessica's here, Kara's here. My son decided that the prize for today should be Xeomin, a Xeomin treatment. So Xeomin is another like wrinkle reducer like Botox. It's very similar to Botox in that 1 unit of Botox is equal to 1 unit of Xeomin. I don't have to use any more to get the same effect as Botox for the same amount of time. They both last approximately 3 to 4 months. Xeomin is a little bit cheaper. It's just a different manufacturer, I believe, out of Canada. And it's just manufactured a little bit differently. It kicks in a little sooner, around 5 to 10 days, whereas Botox takes up to 2 weeks, like 10 to 14 days to kick in. So that's an added benefit. I prefer it for people who have autoimmune conditions, so like lupus, RA, MS, those kinds of things, because of the way that it's manufactured. So it's filtered more times with a finer filter. So Botox and Dysport will have the neurotoxin molecule, which is the same as the one that's in Xeomin, and it still has some proteins that are attached to that neurotoxin molecule, some protein chains, right? The way that Xeomin is filtered, it gets rid of all those proteins, so all that is left is that neurotoxin. So that is beneficial because if somebody with an autoimmune condition is going to have a flare up of that autoimmune condition because of my treatment, it's because of the proteins that are attached to the neurotoxin. It's not to the neurotoxin itself. You won't have a reaction to that. So when I use Xeomin for those patients, the chances of me setting off this hyperinflammatory response is like pretty much nothing. So that's why I would kind of pick one or over the other. It's also a little bit cheaper than Botox, and I don't see why people should pay more for something when there's something else that does just as good for a little bit less. So we're gonna do 30 units of Xeomin to one lucky winner. And where's Liam? Liam! Huh? He's coming. My son's gonna pick. Here he comes. So we have one of these. Who are you gonna pick? All right. You sure?
Yeah.
It's your final answer? Okay. So, Kara, he's picked you to win that 30 units of Xeomin. I can't remember what we used on you last time. I think we used Botox. So this would be a good opportunity for you to try the Xeomin and kind of compare it and see if you like it better or not. Other than that, that's all I have for you guys. And I will let you go and I will see you next Monday. Does anybody have anything they would like to add? Otherwise, I'll let you go. Kara's excited. You're welcome. Jessica said Liam needs to pick me. I think he picked you once before, didn't he? So love you, Brooke. All right. I will see you guys next Monday. Have a great week and a safe week and take care of yourselves. You're welcome, Rachel. Never? Jessica said he's never picked her. All right. She's sad. All right. We'll figure it out, Jessica. All right. I'll talk to you guys next week. Take care.